What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79. Alright, guys, today I am here at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki site, and I am going to be doing my set review for the Ignition Assault Core Booster set. This is the latest Core Booster set being released in the TCG. It's coming out this Friday, so guys, keep your eyes out for it because this deck is definitely going to be power boosting a lot of different decks moving forward. As you can turn around and see, we got things like Dragon Maid, Generator, two of the archetypes that were released in the recent deck build sets. Witchcrafter is also getting more support in this. We're getting a whole lot of different archetypes from the Zexal era, which is actually getting support, which is actually pretty awesome. Sky Strikers is getting more support. So yeah, this set definitely has something for a little bit for something for everybody. So we're gonna jump right into this. All right, we're going to talk about three of the major archetypes that are being introduced via this core booster set. All right, the first one we're going to talk about right here is the At Ignister archetype. This is actually was used by the character Eye from the Link Vrains anime. This was the deck he was using. It utilizes Cybers type monsters of all different attributes. I've been going through a lot of the different cards. A lot of the monsters do have some very interesting effects, like being able to search out spells and traps, or even other monsters from your deck, or even recur monster or resources from the graveyard back into your hand. So it's definitely an interesting archetype. It does have a little bit of consistency. I know we're getting more support for it down the line in Eternity Code. But at first glance, it does look to have some interesting style of play. It can utilize practically all summoning mechanics, Link, Fusion, Xyz summoning, Synchro summoning. So yeah, it's definitely something to actually keep an eye out for. One thing that I am going to turn around and say is that a lot of the cards here we're here on TCG Player right now. It's the higher rarity cards that are really the ones that actually bring in a lot of the money. Most of the cards you can see are rares or commons, and they're beneath $1, which is actually pretty good. So if you buy a box, you're most likely going to get the playsets you need for these cards. When it comes down to the higher rarity cards, like the secret rarity cards, that's where you're probably going to have to be investing in money. You can see right here, the HG Ignitor, this is actually the fire tribute monster. Is actually secret rare, and it's right now going for about 18, close to $19 a pop. Ultra rares are going for close to tens. 20, almost $20 for the card I just showed you. So yeah, there is going to be some money to be spent if you're buying these cards as singles. But definitely, if you're looking to turn around, pick up a lot of the core of the deck. Like I said, the lower rarity stuff you can get through buying a box. I would suggest going after the higher rarity cards as signals. Get that stuff out of the way so you don't have to worry about not pulling them. That's going to be pretty much going for a lot of the archetypes that we're going to be covering. Um, Going forward, uh, we have the Ancient Warriors. Now, this is actually a pretty interesting archetype. Ancient Warriors are actually a control-based archetype that utilizes special continuous spells and traps in archetypes to really control what you can do um, and what your opponent can do. All right, so while you control another Ancient Warrior monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for card attacks, so this is actually pretty cool. A lot of the cards do have some effects that protect themselves or other cards on the field, which is actually awesome. You can only use one of the following effects of the Ancient Warriors: Masterful Summon once per turn. Okay, send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Add one Ancient Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. So this is the road for the deck. Okay, if your other Ancient Warrior monster's effect is activated except during the damage steps, you can target one monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand, so it has a compulsory evacuation device effect. So you're getting that whole idea that during your opponent's turn, if your monster's effects go off, you can get extra effect to control what your opponent's doing. By sending cards from hand to the field, you can search your deck, which is actually pretty awesome. The deck is very consistent. I know we're getting more support in Eternity Code. We're going to go take a look at TCG Player right now. Like I said before, a lot of the lower rarity stuff is all underneath $1. So buying a box to try to get the majority of the cards is actually pretty good. But once again, when it comes down to the higher rarity stuff, you're going to be wanting to invest in that as singles. just so you make sure you have these cards in your possession. Three Warriors is definitely something. The Ancient Warrior Saga, the Three Visits, is definitely a card you want to have in your deck. Basically, during your main phase, if you normal special summon an Ancient Warriors monster, you could target one of those monsters, add in another Ancient Warrior monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. So you have at least 2 different rotas in the deck. If this card is sent from the spell or trap card zone to the graveyard, you can special summon one Ancient Warriors monster from your hand. So you get the whole idea of how this is actually going to play out. Think about it with the first card I showed you before. Sending a card from your field to the graveyard, you get an extra search. So this card's, you normal summon that card, you get a search off this spell card. You send the spell card to the graveyard, you get to search another monster, and then you can special summon the monster from your hand. So you see how the deck is starting to build the field. Very interesting. I know this is a very good control-based deck, and it's something that I probably am going to be looking at in the future, because it does seem like a style of deck I want to definitely invest in. All right. Moving forward, the last archetype that we're going to go through, this is the big elephant in the room, and it's going to be right here, the new TCG archetype, the Plunder Patrols. All right. The Plunder Patrols are actually Fiend-type monsters. That have some pretty interesting effects. All right, during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can special summon one Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as a monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. And if you do, equip this card to the monster you special summon from your extra deck. All right, so a lot of the Plunder Patrol cards can bypass summoning conditions, like Synchro Summoning or Exceed Summoning, to get cards out of the extra deck onto the field, and then you equip the monsters onto those cards you do special summon, and you can get other effects. If this card is sent from the hand or the monster zone to the graveyard, you can activate this effect, special summon one Plunder Patrol monster from your deck. So you get that consistency right there. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except for Plunder Patrol monsters. You can only use each effect of this particular card once per turn. Okay, so thing about it that I have a little issue with this is anytime you have an archetype that can special summon cards out of the extra deck with out using particular summon mechanics, you have to be very careful when developing the cards, because you push it too much to one side and it's going to break the archetype and make it basically insane to deal with. I am liking that they are locking you into archetype specific cards, so you're not going to be able to just get anything like you did with, say, the Guard Dragon Argapan, which can summon out any dragon type extra deck monster. So I am liking this a little bit, and I can tell you right now, I'm actually impressed with some of the ships that you can actually summon. All right, we're going to come right here to Bran, which is the Synchro monster. Summoning this guy, you can target a spell and trap card and banish it. The Exceed monster can actually banish monsters off your opponent's field, so you actually have that little bit of control aspect to it. And those effects are actually quick effects as long as they're equipped with other Plunder Patrol cards, which is actually pretty awesome. You're always going to have that. And to make sure that you have the necessary cards with the same on your opponent's field with the same attribute, you have Plunder Patrol Booty, which can just turn that monster into the attribute so you can get out the necessary monsters from your action deck onto the field. All right, we are getting more support for Plunder Patrols coming out in Eternity Code, so I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen with that set. The real question is that how this card is, or this particular deck is going to take shape moving forward in the current meta. I've seen a lot of different builds going around right now. The most recent ones I've seen have been, again, with Dangers in them to help boost consistency and build blinks to get your stuff out onto the field. I mean, it does make sense that you have to go into that to do that. Post revision, this deck is basically going to completely rock, considering that you can drop Exceed, Synchro, and Fusion monsters from your deck onto the field. According to the Eternity Code product page on the official community page, it's going to be even easier to do so when we get Eternity Code, so we got to look out for that stuff. Now, the real issue with the Plunder Patrol is that you're going to be dumping a lot of, if you want to play this deck, you're going to be dumping a lot, and I mean a lot of money into the archetype. The rares are all under $1, but the thing about it is that all the cards in the main deck as well as the Ultra deck are high rarity. So you're going to be paying $20 for the Xyz monster, $10 for Redbeard, $22 uh, or $23 for the Synchro Monster. Whitebeard is about $10. Blackbeard, this is the Link Monster for the thing. This is about between $11 and $12. So you get the idea. There's going to be a lot of money that you're going to be spending to build this deck. This is something that I would strongly urge players to actually buy as singles, because with the high rarities, you're not guaranteed to really pull the things you need and in the quantities you want. With that being said, we are going to take a look at some of the other cards that are actually going to be very interesting. Moving forward, we're definitely going to take a look at this new Sky Striker Ace Rose. This is going to be an ultra rare here in the TCG. It was not that high in the thing. I do like the effect right there. If a Sky Striker Ace monster is no real special summon except Rose herself, and except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it does give you an extra body on the field, so you can go into higher rated links, which is actually cool. If an opponent's monster in the extra monster zone is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of your card effect, while this card is in graveyard, you special summon this card, and then you can negate the effects of one face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of the turn. That's actually a pretty awesome effect, if that's me, and it pairs extremely well with the new Sky Striker Ace Link 2 monster, because it does bounce monsters off the field. It kind of reminds me of Psyframe Lord Zeta in that regards. So this is definitely something that actually pairs well with the new Link Monster. We're getting that in Dual Overload. Right now, I know a lot of Sky Striker players are saying the deck isn't that even if we lost Engage. A lot of players I've seen are utilizing the Dangers, shocker, to help boost consistency. I haven't seen any particular deck builds or deck profiles just yet. I am looking for them because I'm kind of curious to see how this deck works and the ratios of the Sky Striker cards to the Danger cards, considering that the Sky Striker spells all require an empty monster zone to utilize those cards, while you have the Dangers flooding the field with multiple monsters during the turn. So you're going to have to build into some pretty big links in order to utilize the Sky Striker spells. That's just my opinion, my take on what might happen. Like I said, I haven't seen any builds yet. I'm definitely still looking for it. But definitely Rose is something that is something to be wary of. Right now it's sitting at $12 during pre-sales. Not shocked, since it's a high rarity card. I've seen Sky Striker decks running maybe one copy before Engage got banned. I got a feeling we might be seeing multiple copies being run, maybe 2 or 3. Like I said, I haven't seen the decks just yet post ban list, so it's going to be interesting to see how this affects. Going forward, there is a new spell card. I'm going to turn around and cover that real fast. Okay, sorry, my computer just loves doing this right here. Sky Striker Maneuver, Cross Scissors. It's going to be a rare card here in the TCG. If you control no monsters, the main monster zone, target 1 level 4. Sky Striker Ace monster in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. So you can recycle your array back into your hand. I mean, do you really want to do that? Probably not. I mean, you could probably get Rose back from the graveyard to special summon her, in case you do special summon Ray onto the field, so you can get 2 cards. I mean, they both are level 4, so you could potentially have, rank 4 plays in the deck as well. So that's going to be very interesting to see how it goes off. The other thing is that if you have 3 or more spell cards, it's basically an Inartet monster reborn. Alright, so that's not bad. I mean, I could probably see maybe running maybe 1 or 2 copies of this, depending on how many roses you run. But not bad, not bad. I mean, going up to the new Gizmek cards, $40 for the Gizmek cards here. If a monster in the extra monster zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. All right, so it's definitely going to be something very big moving forward in this particular format. But once we hit that master rule revision, the real question is that how effective is this card going to be? You can target 1 face-up monster in the extra monster zone, equip it, that face-up monster to this card. You can only have 1 monster equipped. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 1 of your monster cards equipped to this card. You can only use each effect of Gizmekaku, the Shining Sky Stag, once per turn. The main thing about it is that when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you special summon one of your monsters equipped to this card. The keyword there is your, which means if you steal your opponent's, that means you can't summon it. It's just gonna sit there in your back row. So yeah, it's interesting. There's no power boost for this card, so like I said, this card is definitely I can see getting play. Um, Moving forward in this current format, post revision, I don't see this card getting a lot of play. I mean, it's gonna be one of those cards, kind of like Phantasme, which is gonna see a lot of play with a lot of the link combo decks out there. But once the revision hits, it's gonna fall or be relegated into the extra deck. All right. All right, coming down here, we got Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is basically the chase card of the set. If you control no face-up cards, activate one of these effects. Destroy all type position monsters your opponent controls. Destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. Okay, and you can only activate one Lightning Storm per turn. Pretty damn awesome. Can board wipe either one, but you require no face-up cards. So basically, it's a very strong go second card. Hopefully you can open up with it and basically do some damage with the board. I know it's in a go second style Skyscraper deck, this card will be huge because even if the card's negated, it's just an extra spell in the graveyard for their spell counts to go off. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. If you can get one, I would strongly suggest if you can pull one, definitely you're awesome, guys. Um, Definitely a card that you're going to want to have at least one copy of laying around. If you can get multiple copies, that's even better. Moving forward, there is a trap card that I am very interested in. This is something that I've been keeping my eyes on for a bit, and it's called Sales Pitch. This is a normal trap card, so it's searchable off of something like Trap Trick. They make it into a secret rare here in the TCG, and you can see why by the effect. If your opponent adds cards from the deck to their hand, except by drawing them by their card effect. Reveal one card from your deck and add it to your hand, but you can't activate cards or effects with the same name for the rest of the turn. So basically, your opponent searches for something, you just reveal any card out of your deck and add it to your hand. I mean, how insane is that? I mean, no wonder they made here in the TCG, they made this a secret rare. I mean, it is frippin' awesome. This is something that I definitely would invest in. $16, $17 a copy. Definitely something that you want to be looking at getting. All right. And one of the imports here that's actually is the Lingering, but this was actually a jump promo, I think, from in the OCG. Okay. It requires one level 4 or lower Cyberse monster. When your opponent activates a trap card, quick effect, you contribute this card, negate that effect, and if you do, banish the trap card. That's actually pretty damn awesome. Negate and banish. Yeah, it can cause problems with a lot of back row decks. It's definitely something that I would look to actually include in any Cyber decks just because of this. And level 4 level Cyber monster, that's actually pretty good for almost any decks. Now, if you're running in an indexer deck, you contribute one instant monster that was summoned from the extra deck and special summon this card, and then it allows you to basically have another trap negate on board, which is actually pretty cool. Right now, it's going to be ultra rare, sitting at $18 a card. Also, another card that I would definitely probably pick up a copy of, just because it does have that awesome trap negation effect, and back row decks do look like they're going to be something pretty damn awesome. You can negate pretty much, yeah, it says it activates a trap card, which means the normal as well as the continuous traps it can negate. It won't be able to counter traps because it's a higher spell speed, so be careful with that. But definitely, yeah, there's some very interesting good cards in this set. Um, and it's going to be an interesting set. Now, how this is going to shake up the meta, really can't turn around and tell. I know a lot of people are testing out the Plunder Patrols, so it's definitely a deck to be watching out for. Ancient Warriors are something that I could see maybe on the regional level or even at the local levels picking up play because they are a very interesting control-based deck. The Warrior Tribute, anytime, excuse me, you get Warrior type decks and they can control the field. It's going to be something very interesting to see what happens going forward. All right, guys. For me, If you want to buy a box, guys, go for a box. I can tell you right now, since a lot of the lower rarity cards um, are cheap, I would strongly suggest going after that to get the cards you need to build the decks. Invest in singles for the higher rarity cards, more specifically for the decks you're looking to build. This way you can get what you want and not have to worry about your pulls in a particular box. All right, that's right now the best strategy. Of course, you have to turn around and utilize um, the best strategy for your budget. So if you can afford a box but you can't afford the signals, I would strongly suggest going the single route that way, because you probably get just what you need and not have to worry about opening a lot of packs. But if you are a collector like myself, definitely pick up a box. It's going to be worth it just to have a lot of these cards in your collection ready to go, because once the master rule revision is going to hit, things are going to get crazy. We get Karakuri cards in here, and I can tell you right now, the Karakuri deck was massively explosive back in the day. The fact that we now have a more accurate and consistent scrap engine to run in the Karakuri deck, yeah, you're starting to see where I'm getting at. It's gonna be, this is something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on. A lot of older decks are gonna get good real fast, and it's gonna be a free for all once the master rule hits. Kind of glad that we got a lot of different support for some of the more classic archetypes in this. And I personally can't wait to see how this set hopefully shakes up the meta moving forward. Guys, that's not my opinion on the Ignition Assault Core Booster set. Um, guys, let me know what cards you're interested in getting for this set down in the comment section below. I'd love to turn around and read what you guys are looking for. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Guys, follow me on social media. The links are in the description box below. Okay, if you want to help support the channel, please use my TCG Player affiliate link. When you're purchasing off at tcgplayer.com, it helps me with the channel by being able to afford new cards and better cards that actually help you bring better content. All right, guys. So like as always, until next time, guys. Peace.